Immediately Neka saw his hands drop, she knew it was finished at this point. Her Arab boss had just broken her heart with such a terrible duty, and she had nowhere else to go or anyone to call. Here's how it starts. The sun hung low over the small Nigerian village of Umwagbai, casting golden rays over the thatched roofs and dusty paths. Neka sat outside her family's modest home, flipping through a worn-out textbook. At 13, she was the brightest in her class, dreaming of becoming a doctor. But in a place where opportunities were scarce, dreams often withered before they could bloom. Then came Auntie Janet. A luxurious car rolled into the village, stirring up dust. The woman who stepped out was impossible to ignore. Tall, radiant, draped in the finest lace, gold bangles jingling on her wrists. Her laughter was warm, her words sweeter than honey. "Ah, my sister." Auntie Janet embraced Mama Neka like they were old friends. "Your daughter is too brilliant to waste here. Let me take her abroad to further her education. She will attend a good school, and when she's older, she can work and lift your whole family out of poverty." Mama Neka hesitated, her fingers nervously clutching her wrapper. "But, she's just a child. How can we trust this?" Auntie Janet sighed dramatically, then pulled out her phone. "Look, here's Blessing from the next village, now in Dubai, attending a fine school." The screen showed a smiling girl in a neat uniform, posing in front of a tall building. Neka's heart raced. This was her chance. A week later, Neka and 5 other girls, Amina, Grace, Kioma, Adesua, and Fatima, boarded a plane, their hearts full of hope. Auntie Janet had promised them schools, a better life, and a future they could only dream of. But when they landed in the Middle East, the dream shattered. A burly Arab man, Mr. Khalid, snatched their passports the moment they stepped into his mansion. "You work for me now," he barked. Neka's stomach dropped. "Auntie Janet, what is this? Where is our school?" The woman's sweet smile twisted into something ugly. "Shut up and do as you're told, or you'll regret it." The girls were thrown into a nightmare. Neka, just a child, was forced to clean a massive villa from dawn till midnight, beaten if she slowed down. Amina was made to care for a cruel woman's children, starved if they cried. Grace scrubbed floors until her knees bled. Months turned into years. The girls whispered to each other in stolen moments, their childhood stolen, their spirits fraying but not yet broken. One evening, as Neka scrubbed the floors, she overheard Mr. Khalid speaking to Auntie Janet. "3 more girls are coming next week," Auntie Janet said, counting a thick stack of cash. Young, fresh, no family to ask questions. Neka's blood boiled. She couldn't let this continue. That night, she risked everything to sneak into Auntie Janet's bag, stealing a phone. With trembling fingers, she sent a message to an international helpline. "Help us. We are children. We are slaves." But before she could send the location, a hand grabbed her wrist. Auntie Janet stood over her, eyes blazing. "You foolish girl." Auntie Janet's greed was her downfall. She had trafficked dozens of girls, but her latest victim, Eber, was different. Before Eber left Nigeria, her uncle, an Interpol officer, had hidden a tracking device in her bag. When she was taken to the same Arab household, the authorities were already closing in. Auntie Janet was counting her blood money when the door burst open. "Freeze! Interpol!" Armed officers stormed in. Eber stepped forward, tears in her eyes. "It's over, Auntie Janet." The woman's face turned ashen. "This is a mistake. I'm a businesswoman." Neka, small but defiant, spoke up. "No, you're a monster." The trial was swift. Dozens of girls testified, some still trembling, others hardened by pain. Amina showed the scars on her arms. Grace described being locked in a closet. Kioma revealed how she was forced to work like an adult when she was only 12. The judge's voice was thunder. "Janet Okafor, for the crimes of child trafficking, exploitation, and abuse, you are sentenced to life in prison." As the handcuffs clicked around Auntie Janet's wrists, she finally looked afraid. The girls watched in silence as she was led away. Some cried, not for her, but for the childhood stolen from them. Neka took a deep breath. It was over. With the help of NGOs, Neka and the others returned home. Some went back to school, others were reunited with weeping parents. The wounds would take time to heal, but they were free. Years later, Neka stood in front of a classroom, now a teacher. She looked at her students, bright-eyed, full of dreams, and made them a promise. "No one will ever steal your future. And somewhere in a cold prison cell, Auntie Janet learned the hardest lesson of all. Evil always pays for its crimes.